Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. My guest today is Caroline of PARTOUT Paris, a collective of Anglophone women artists based in Paris. She also worked in art therapy and photography. We chat about how women help other women become better artists and what it's like to work in art therapy in New York. Welcome to the show, Caroline. I'm very happy to have you here. You reached out and told me about your amazing women's collective of artists all around the world, Anglophones, but we'll talk more about that later. I just want to talk about you for right now and welcome you to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Let's start back to your roots. You are a native New Yorker, but you said you grew up in a melting pot of culture and your dad was a Francophile. So talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, we don't have a visual of me, but people usually can't figure out what my ethnicity is. So that's one of the things that always comes up when people meet me. My mother is Chilean.
Oh, fun.
Yes, from South America. And my father is Serbian from Belgrade.
What an interesting combination.
It is. And for some reason, a lot of people think I'm Asian. Which I'm totally cool with. And sometimes, it's fun. It's fun to sort of, have this eclectic look and background.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun not being able to place you. My husband's Italian, and everywhere we go in Europe, they think he's from that country. Actually, not even just Europe. Like we went to Morocco, and everyone thought he was Moroccan. We went to Italy, and they think he's Italy because he is Italian. And then like here, they all think he's from Turkey. So it's confusing. People put you in boxes.
Yeah, but you also see the need of people needing to put people in boxes and in categories.
Yes. Because like that tribal mentality, like where do I place you in
exactly
my brain? So talk a little bit about your Francophile dad. Is that kind of how you ended up in France? What brought you here?
Not at all. Actually, well, when I was about 1, we were going to move to Nice for my dad's job. And that didn't end up happening, but apparently we had our visas all ready to go. And my father did a lot of traveling for work. He was in publishing and later on advertising. He actually spoke 10 languages.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah. And at the time that was kind of, not really heard of.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially like, Chinese and Russian.
Was your dad a spy?
That might explain some things. He was kind of mysterious to me. But he was an artist, and he one of his favorite cities. Well, he was a Francophile, but outside of France, was Florence for the architecture.
Uh-huh.
So I learned he was really like my first art teacher. He was always trying to teach me and expose me to as much art as possible. He also was a cartoonist. He did some small cartoons for a photography magazine back in the U.S.
Wow, because that's funny, because a lot of my guests are always talking about how their parents weren't really supportive of them being artists or how the arts weren't really taken serious in their household. But it sounds like it was just the opposite for you.
Oh, it totally was. And my mom was in fashion. She's a seamstress, but she worked a lot, as a sample maker.
Very nice.
So art has always been very present in my life.
And so you didn't get to come here when you were 1 year old. So when did you come here?
When I met my Frenchie in New York in 2002 at a really artsy fartsy party in Brooklyn.
You hipster, you.
He was a roommate to 2 dancers. And one of them were a photographer and a dancer, and they used to have these soirees on Friday nights where they would have people come and they would perform and do performance art and music, and that's where I met him.
This sounds really fun.
It's funny because one of my good friends was a dancer with his roommate. They danced in the same troupe and or dance company, and she dragged me. And that night, and I said, I'm tired. I worked all day. I don't want to go. And she's like, please come with me. And I said, fine, but you owe me.
Did you thank her at the wedding?
We both thanked her.
Yes. Oh my goodness. There's so many times like that when you don't want to do something. I've had a couple different people tell me, like, I didn't want to go to this party, and then I met my husband.
Exactly. And he was at the door collecting, because we had to pay like $5 to get in because they had wine and cheese. And he was there collecting, and I swear, like, I saw him and we just sort of, my daughter who's 13, she always wants to hear the story, and she always says, "Oh, you and Papa zinged." I'm like on Hotel Transylvania. She's like, "Yeah."
That's so cute. Yeah. My mom loves that movie. She always makes me watch it when I go. Good movie, guys. So you fell in love with, is this Jerome?
This is Jerome.
Your microphone?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's sweet.
He's my tech guy.
He's your tech guy. He's your support group.
Yeah.
So talk about moving to France, and now you're doing photography, and you're also shooting and creating your own backdrops. So what inspired that? How did you start creating backdrops for photography?
Well, actually, maybe I should backtrack a little bit because I studied, I'm actually an art therapist. I was an art therapist for 15 years in New York.
That's great.
Yeah. And so but it's funny, while I was an art therapist, I didn't do art.
Those who can't do art give therapy.
Yeah. No, it's when I started practicing, it became harder and harder to make art.
Interesting.
Because I couldn't stop analyzing it, and where's this coming from? And it actually became a problem.
Oh no, you needed an art therapist.
I needed an art therapist myself. I had a regular therapist, but not an art therapist. Anyway, when we moved here, Jerome was already doing his photography. He was doing a lot of art photography and having shows in galleries in New York. And I was being a very supportive wife.
Yeah.
And then we had our child, and we moved here. And he is, he studied engineering, but he really loved art. Like he's an artist trapped in like this engineering. You know how the French always like to cookie cut everyone, and engineering is like the holy grail of all professions. Well, yeah. And I encouraged him to pursue what he wanted, and he continued the photography here. And one day we had this client who wanted something very specific. So he's like, well, you can do it. And I'm like, me? I'm like, I haven't painted like since when? And he's like, oh, come on, just do it. And he took himself down to Bosner, bought me a roll of canvas and paint and acrylics. And I just went to town, and that opened a door. That opened my artistic door.
That's so fascinating, because like you said, you had kind of a block from all those years of helping others, and then all of a sudden, years later, maybe you had time to like digest all that and let it settle, and then open it back up.
Totally. And I don't think if I had stayed in New York that I would be doing what I'm doing now. I think I'd probably still be an art therapist, not making art. For myself. I think living in France has really, really helped me, has given me a lot of personal freedom.
Yeah.
And the ability to really pursue, I don't know about dreams, but because it sounds so cliche, but what
It's
I
okay to be
love.
cliche. We're in Paris. What could be more cliche, meeting a French man, finding your art again. I love it. Cliches are cliches for a reason because a lot of times they're true, just like
Yeah.
stereotypes.
Well, it's true then. So
Yeah, what's nothing wrong with that. No shame in that.
No.
And so you painted this backdrop, basically. Is that what the project was?
Yeah, and we still use it for the same client because it's a repeat client.
That's great.
And then and then that's just was just sort of like an added value to what we could offer. And then I decided to try to go more into the art realm, and I started doing for the shoots, if you had theme shoots, make a special background, decorate, really kind of make a scene. And then one day we joined this local collective where we live, and someone came in and told me, "I love your backdrops, but how do I hang that up in my living room?" And I said, "Oh, I can make I can make a canvas for you." And I almost said tableau. Sometimes I can't find my English words, and it comes to me first in French.
It's great, though. That means you're fully acclimated.
I guess so. And she's like, "Oh, okay, great." So I made this, piece for her, and then I just started making more. And now I would say photography has taken somewhat of a backseat for me personally, where this year, a couple of years, but this year I really decided that art was going to take the front seat, and I'm just going to go with it.
More painting and creating tableaus and things like that. So you're saying photography isn't an art?
No, it is, but for me, for example, we all have our favorite mediums. I know for my husband, it's the camera. Yeah. And I enjoy taking pictures, but I enjoy painting more.
Yeah. You have to find the one that brings out more passion in you.
And that's what it does. And what's nice that passion I can also combine with photography when I do the backdrops. But that's really where I feel most at ease in myself. And I'm tapping into an energy there that I can only tap into if I'm actually physically making something with my hands.
I like that, getting into those meditative higher states. I love it. And when you were an art therapist, did that come up in your talks with people? Did you ever talk about energy, or was it more scientific or feelings? Talk to me about what art therapy is like.
Well, my training is very Freudian. I went to NYU, and their program is very psychoanalytic.
Yeah.
And then I remember doing an internship, and one of my supervisor told me that he was more Jungian. Yeah, I can't say it. Jungian. Is that it?
I can't say it either. You're perfect.
Carl Jung. There you go. And he really tried to sort of balance me out, I think, because the program was so swayed in one direction. Yeah. And I think the more I practiced, the more I got, it became less psychoanalytical, but more helping people just find their voice and finding new skills and finding confidence. I had one of my first patients was this older man, an elderly man who never went to school. He was labeled as being developmentally delayed. So he couldn't read. And he was the oldest in his family. He had 9 siblings or something. And it was in my art group that he really began to blossom and paint, to the point where he was trying out all the other activities. I worked in an adult day health center, psychiatric day health center.
Yeah.
And he said to me one day, he's like, "I think I'm going to take a break with art for a while, and I'm going to try creative writing." And I was like,
wow.
"Oh!" I was sad to see him go, but I knew that what had happened in that art room gave him the confidence to explore other things that he might like. And that, to me, I think that was kind of like that was like a pivotal moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm someone who goes a lot, like personally, it's I go a lot with my feelings on how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
So that also depends a lot what I'm going to create. And yeah. So I mean,
yeah, no, that makes complete sense. I think a lot of times we start forcing things, because that's the problem when we start making money to be creative, is sometimes you're just not in the mood, or you don't really want to make that. Or
well, yeah. Well, our therapists aren't well paid at all.
yeah.
It's like, it's just, I mean, it's like barely a paid position.
Oh gosh, that's like social worker.
Yeah, and I think we actually fall below the social work department.
Oh no, you guys are saving the world and making no money.
Yeah, but that sort of makes sense. Actually, that's how history has shown itself before.
I know. It makes me so sad. I talk about that with my husband all the time. I'm like, why do these football players make so much money? Give the money to the teachers.
I know. Oh boy, the teachers. Yeah.
The teachers. So that's fascinating. So you are a true believer then in art being healing in many different ways.
Absolutely.
Because this is something I kind of preach a lot on the podcast, but it's great to have it reinforced by a professional art therapist.
Thank you. You have my seal of approval.
I have the approval. And I'm sure that's just one of many examples from your career in New York, of seeing people change through, doing some painting, doing some writing. Was there anybody that really didn't work on that they were like, nope?
Oh, well, yeah, you always get those.
Yeah.
Those clients or patients, depending on what facility you're in, or if you're in private practice, that's sort of just like, nope. Well, the line I get the most is, I used to get was, I'm not an artist, I can't draw. And I would say, give me an hour and we'll talk, and we'll see if you can't draw.
Again, because I think that's why a lot of people never try anything artistic, really, because they're like, I'm not formally trained, I've never tried. No. You have to be a pro to do these things.
I mean, to me, making art doesn't mean that you have to be a professional or have necessarily any, good technical skill. Mm-hmm. It's about creativity, creating something. And we are meant to create. I mean, we're hardwired like that. Our brain is hardwired to create. And a lot of people associate creativity with being an artist, but they're not synonymous. So artists are creative, but so scientists are creative too. And so are engineers. So are cooks.
Yeah. How would you define creativity?
First of all, it's endless because there's so much possibility. I mean, I would say that it is failure and risk taking, and also really, well, I guess, yes, that's the risk taking, not being afraid to try something new or try something different. However, it will manifest itself. When I first arrived in France, I took this art workshop, which was on cultural integration.
Oh, that's fun.
It was fun. And there was this girl there, and she was in finance. And she was from Argentina. And she said, "Oh, thank God you're in my group because I'm not artsy." And I was like, "Okay, I'll do the drawing, but let's develop, the project together." And she's like, "I'm a creative." I'm like, "Yes, you are." And this was like, this went over, we had like 3 sessions. They were almost all like all day sessions, like workshops. And at the end, she said, we all had to say something to the group. And she said, and I thank Caroline for teaching me that although I am not artistic, that I am a creative person.
I like it. Yeah. They get the wording mixed up a little bit,
Yeah.
To be creative is to be human. We all have some kind of little bit of artistic talent hiding in us, I think.
Yeah. But I think also, a lot of people think that being creative is you have to create something original. And that's not so at all. My friend, who's an illustrator and children's book author, Susanna Pitzer, she gave me a book one day called Steal Like an Artist.
I love that book. It's such a good book.
It's such a great book. And I swear that was the moment also that I was like, oh, I can look at other art and take elements, but just make them my own.
Yes, because basically saying nothing is original. We just put our own imprint on it.
Exactly. It's just, yes, exactly. That's what it is. It'll never be like the original because it's not the original person creating it. It's you. So exactly. There'll always be some of you in there.
I think there's a lot of freedom in that, because
it's
pretty hard to be original anymore. And like you said, people get tied up in that, but just know that just by starting it, it is original because it's you. No one else is you.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that book. I tell everyone to read that book. Steal Like an Artist, guys. Pick it up. Good one. He's done a couple other ones I picked up. I don't think I've finished, but I think the other one is The Artist's Way. It's really good too. Have you read that one, The Artist's Way?
No, I haven't. I just got it actually, but I haven't read it.
It's funny because
we'll have a long list of reading
when you finished it, because I read that book and then I had read like Eat, Pray, Love a million years ago. But after reading The Artist's Way, I was like, I feel like Elizabeth Gilbert just read The Artist's Way and then wrote Eat, Pray, Love, because a lot of the stuff she talks about in Eat, Pray, Love, about like just writing and talking to basically like her souls, or just picking a pen up and it just comes out, and going on artist dates with herself. You'll see in the book. We'll talk about it later. It's very interesting.
Okay. Yeah, but it is quite possible. I mean, I don't know which book came out first, I guess.
Oh, The Artist's Way definitely came out a long time ago, I'm pretty sure. But let's talk a little bit about your new collective group of Anglophone artists. It's called PARTOUT Paris.
Yes, Art from Paris. We are a group of now 8. We started a little bigger, but not everyone had time to commit to the project. We're 8 women, all English speaking, but we are from, let me see, Germany. We started out with someone from Venezuela, but she left the collective because she was working full time. I'm from the US. We have another one from the US too, Priscilla. She's from Texas. And we have Jane Rio, who is Korean, but she grew up in the US. Lara Brooke, who's English. Alex Steele Mortimer, who is British Canadian. And Linda Steele, who is Scottish. And
what an interesting group.
Oh, Anna Gillis, who's from the west coast of the U.S. She's our youngest member. Who's the oldest? I might be the oldest.
And so this started during the pandemic, right? How did this happen?
This started, there's a Facebook group called Anglophone Artists in Paris, actually run by Lara Brooke. And there was someone, I think it was her, that posted about being frustrated how culture was canceled, especially art, during during this pandemic. And we all sort of, griped along. Yeah, this sucks. My open doors for my studio got canceled. Oh, my expo got canceled, or it got postponed, or they don't know when it's going to happen. And we decided to come together out of need.
Yeah.
But need of different reasons. And I think the goal is really just to get art out there. And we're focusing on a heavy social media presence on Instagram and on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And coming up with new ways to... We have a project coming up it's not an exhibition. It's more of a happening.
Mm.
That is COVID friendly, but that's still in its early stages. But we hope to have it out to be able to do it pretty soon.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
We need to open the museums. We need to open galleries. Let's make this happen.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's everything's closed. So
Yeah.
it's just artists trying to create another way to show our art, to express ourselves, and get people to also be excited about it. And I'm sure there is a need, because I keep hearing, oh, gee, I wish I could go to the museum. Or like, I usually take my child on Wednesdays to the museum when he doesn't have school. And now I don't know what to do with myself. Stuff like that. So, and it's pretty dynamic. We all have very different styles. We have two photographers. Well, three photographers. Myself, Layla Martin, who's from Germany, Linda Steele, and Jane Rio is more of a performance artist, but she does do a lot of visual art, like pieces.
Very cool.
Yeah, and Lara does her artwork is based on a medieval technique.
Ooh, what is that about?
I would love to sit in her studio and just watch her make art, because when I see that she makes her own paint, it's egg tempera, and I'm like, does she actually use egg?
That's very cool. I'm actually going to be interviewing her too, so we'll learn all about that.
Oh yeah, yes. She is definitely there's something very fine, like very elegant about her work.
Yeah, that's so different. And so basically you created this group, and do you meet like once a week? Do you Zoom?
We Zoom. We do a lot of Zooming. We did meet once for Layla took most everyone's portrait. And so we met at her place. She had her studio. We tried to be as COVID friendly as possible. We wore masks. We only took off our masks for the photo.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we have a WhatsApp group. So we basically talk every day about something.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
So you're just throwing ideas off each other. You're coming up with exhibition ideas. Like
exactly.
This project, is this
that
a
happening?
Project Yeah. Like you have to just kind of have that kind of energy to throw around.
Yes. Oh no, it's great. It really is great. And it's interesting because some of them I had met before. Like I knew Layla and I knew Jane. And I remember looking at one of her pieces, Jane Rio, and she cuts into the canvas sometimes and pulls things back. And I was like, oh my goodness, a canvas doesn't have to be 2D. And
what is going on here? So they're kind of opening your eyes up too.
Totally. And the thing is that I've always my main thing has always been more like 3D design. But because I have constraints of space, I share my art studios, also our photo studio, so I can't go crazy, and just have things lying around. So I've actually started to do collages, and I have this other project coming up, which will definitely be a very 3D design. But I feel like it was Jane who opened that window and said, hey, you don't have to treat it the way everybody else does. This is another way of doing it.
Yeah. It's like collective energy and not having to go to art school to get that, you can just make your little group
and my friend Susanna, the illustrator, always told me, surround yourself with other artists, but artists that because there's some artists that are very private. I know there's one artist where in my town there's a lot of artists. We have it's very artsy community. It's very private, no one's allowed in the studio, and he's not very friendly. And she said to me, Susanna said, the ones that are supportive, because there are, And
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that because historically, women are kind of famous for not being so supportive of each other, especially when we're doing the same things. It can become a little like, you're my
competitive.
competition. Yeah, very
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah.
And do you find that at all? Like, obviously, with this group, you guys are all bonding and getting along. Was there any kind of like, why do you think that cattiness comes? Where does that come from?
I think the cattiness is more society liking to pit women against each other.
Mhm.
And a lot of women fit into that role very easily. And I think maybe, I don't know. That's a good question. um,
You
I
know, it's interesting because I asked another
yeah,
guest about this, and I didn't have the answer either. I've always wondered.
yeah,
And she said it's because, like you said, society and people generally from any background who are oppressed for so long tend to attack each other.
yeah.
And that kind of struck me. I was like, oh, yeah, women, oppression. They're kind of pitting each other, just being against each other. But I feel like we're finally at a time in the world where that's hopefully becoming less and less because we have so much more freedom now. I hope.
Well, I think there's definitely, this, I don't know, the last few years has definitely been, there's been a bend in the road, for
Mhm.
women. And it's time to unite if we're going to fight the system together, basically,
Mhm.
and crack that ceiling. At the collective, we're really we're although some of us kind of knew each other, no one knows each other that well.
Mhm.
So we are getting to know each other. I think it also has probably something to do with luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is that we all have the same goal. And when you have the same goal, everybody, you can work as a team. I'm not saying
Mhm.
that we don't have our little spats. That's happened
Yeah, of
already.
course.
But I mean, I think that's human nature too, especially, you have 8 artists that are all very passionate and have all really great ideas. And it's just sort of picking and going with one, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and then we have the listeners. We have some of their listeners. We have some that really wear many, 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 many hats.
Mhm.
And for now, it's working. And I think the collective, although a lot of us, most of us that are in the collective right now are lifers,
Oh, I
meaning we're
like
here
that.
to stay. We're married to, French citizens, and we have no plans on necessarily going anywhere.
So you're hanging around. That's always the problem with living in Paris. It's such a transitional city.
It
A lot
is.
of people come 3 or 4 years. It's one of my first questions I ask people when I meet them. I'm like, "How long you staying?"
I started doing that too, because the first 3 years I was totally involved in that expat community, and then I
Yeah,
would love someone, and I'm like, oh, she's fantastic, and then, oh, we're moving next month.
yeah.
What?
People leave
What?
all the time, all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a very transitional city. I guess that comes with being a capital and international as well, but
probably.
I don't know. It's very sad when you meet some great people and then now I'm kind of being judgmental. I'm like, I can't be your friend. Don't let me open my heart to you.
No, I totally get it, because I then started asking the same thing. Are you here? How long? And then if they said, "Oh no, well, we just bought a house. We're not really going anywhere,"
Yeah,
My
yeah.
spouse is French, and I'm like, oh, okay, then I can really freely try to, create this friendship with this person.
And it sounds like France has really inspired you to collaborate with women because I've had the same experience myself here. Like I've met some of my best girlfriends here because the women that tend to be attracted to the city that stay and build lives here usually are open-minded,
Yes.
free
Yeah.
spirits, interested in the arts, interested in history. And a lot of times we're friends by proximity and not by interest.
Mhm.
And I feel like Paris has just brought all these wonderful people into my proximity.
Yeah. I also think when you're an adult,
Yeah.
making friends is harder. Like making real friends is a lot harder, and I think
Yeah.
we're pickier in terms of who we decide to spend our time with, because time is precious. And
less of it the older you get too.
yeah, I mean, I personally come from a sort of toxic family. So France has really been a haven for me. I mean, it's the first time that I actually feel that I can be me. And
that's great.
Yeah, and I came here kicking and screaming. But it was the best decision that I ever made in my life.
It's funny because a lot of people say Paris attracts like people running from something or lost souls, but I say just the opposite. A lot of times I've talked to some other guests where they were like, I didn't want to live in France. I wasn't planning my life in France, but it's totally changed me for the better.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's great news for you.
Yeah. I mean, my husband says sometimes that I'm more French than he is, which I don't know how to take that.
The good or the bad part.
Exactly, right? Because he took, I guess, all the positives of living in the US. So he doesn't quite fit the mold either.
Yeah.
Especially with he was a computer engineer. So, and then, he changed his career, and that, the French are kind of like, you can just do that. Yeah, you can just do that.
Yeah, they put you in a box.
Yep, and that's where you are until you retire.
Yeah, that's why they're all so miserable. You got to be able to pivot. There's a lot of people writing books about this, pivoting at any time in your life.
You can. I mean, when I tell French people that in the US, as an art therapist, at 30 years old, I had interns that were 50. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you can just do that. What? And that's okay. Like, you get a place because, like, you can, like, just go to university again. Yeah, you can.
It's like
yeah, it's possible.
I feel like Americans are a little more open to it because we change our degrees so often. But I feel like in France, they're like, okay, decide your whole life at 15 or whatever. And then if you hate it later, you're just stuck until you're 60.
I think that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure for a brain that's not matured fully.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It is. Japan's the same way. I had a Japanese friend who told me that Japan's pretty much the same way.
Yeah. It's hard. I think they need to open up a little bit more about that. But I'm curious, are they very supportive? Because you're saying you're doing these exhibitions and these projects. So France is notorious for being supportive of artists. Have you been able to like take advantage of some programming? Are they helping this collective? How does that work?
Well, France is very big on association, and we are not one as of yet. Since we all live in different areas around Paris, and around Paris, it would for an association, it's usually the town that sort of helps you out, the mairie. My local collective gets a lot of help from the mairie. When we do events, we usually do the open doors. So it's like kind of like a parcours around town, and it's like 5 towns that are close together along the Seine.
That's great.
Yeah, I live in where the Impressionist movement was born.
Oh, hello.
Yes. And even in my town, I live in the old village because I said to my husband, if we're staying here, I need to live in that charming little quartier that is by the river. And you walk along and they have signs of famous works of art, and right in front of what physically is depicted in the painting.
Are you in Agnières-sur-Seine? Because I used to live there.
Oh, no, I'm in Carrières-sur-Seine.
Okay. Because I remember walking along there and seeing exactly what you're talking about. They'd have these like little plaques.
Exactly.
Be like, where Monet painted the boats on the river.
Exactly. Yes.
No one goes out there because it's not Paris,
Oh, I know.
Literally across the bridge, and it, like Courbevoie and all that. Like, yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah. So there is a lot of. I'm going to go back talking about energy. There is something very special. And and it's just there's so much support in my town individually, and the local towns too. So going back to the collective, the associations have a lot of help, and we're not an association yet because some of us live in Louveciennes, in Forqueux, Saint-Germain, in Versailles, and
They want you to all be in the same place. I mean, can't you just have an office or something?
well, we're actually trying to take advantage of certain
Loopholes.
but not so loopholes. Like there is a art space in my town that's along the river. It's a very pretty walk. It's called Le Lavoir, and I did do an exposition there in 2019, before everything went to crap. And it is a dedicated art space for artists. So you can hand in your demande. I couldn't find the word in English. To the mairie and give them a bit, like we give them a dossier of the book and stuff. We have a book put together. Everybody has samples of their work and a little, their art path. And we're waiting to hear, but COVID is, it's closed, so they can't book anything. So
would you say it's fairly easy to find exhibition places, or is it really hard to get in?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you sound like you've been having good experiences, so you're in a good place.
I think it is, in general, it's hard. It's just trying to find the good spaces that are more open.
Yeah.
Like Le Lavoir in Carrière is very open,
Yeah.
But they do give priority to associations first. The local
There's a hierarchy.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see once COVID opens. I mean, COVID subsides and everything opens is what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. COVID opens. Close your doors, COVID. No, but you guys are so new and young, and this was just born maybe even just April or whatever last year. So it's exciting that you found your little tribe, even if nothing else comes out of it.
Well, that's why we're creating a happening and not an exhibition.
Yeah, I like that. A happening.
It's a happening, and it will take place in nature. That's for sure. Because it's more COVID friendly. And plus, I mean, personally for me, nature, that's kind of where I go to recharge. And I really get inspired by it. We go away the month of August to the Alps. Everyone goes to the beach. We go in the opposite direction. And I just love it. I love it. I love the quiet and just being overwhelmed by the mountain, to be honest. Because
you can recharge. Exactly. Yeah. I think it's so important. I think the cities, as much as we can be inspired, they can be very draining. And you don't even realize it. And I know for me, especially when I leave Paris, and I can literally feel my body relaxing the further away I get. And then when I come back, I feel my jaw clenching. It's like,
that's how we feel when we come back from vacation.
Yeah. It's yeah, cities definitely. There's a lot of bodies here.
A lot of bodies, a lot of concrete.
Yeah. You're not touching the earth, really.
No, you're not looking out your window and see the Mont Blanc across the way.
That sounds lovely.
It's oh gee, I see the neighbor's kitchen. How lovely.
Beautiful. And do you have any advice for people who are searching for their creative gifts? What should they do if they have no idea how to be their inner artist?
Explore, find out what you like, what you're drawn to. I know part of me always wishes I had been a musician because I love music. Ideally in a punk rock band, I think.
Very cool.
Just explore, just do it. Don't overthink it. Overthinking just creates obstacles, and you just come up with excuses why you can't do stuff.
I do that with the gym currently. I'm not doing my YouTube videos. The gyms are closed.
I'm doing that with the running path along the Seine, to be honest. I'm like, oh, but it's raining. And if I go out there, I'm going to get wet.
COVID weekend is no joke, guys. All right. Well, I'm very excited to find out more about the happening and more about the co-op, or the co-op, your association to be. I'm going to call it that.
Collective. The collective.
Collective. I want to call it an association.
Yes, and we're keeping it an all-women collective.
I like it.
Yes.
So no men allowed, no boys allowed.
They got to be freaking extraordinary to join our collective. If we're going to allow the opposite gender to come in.
What about non-binary?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I'll bring it up at our Zoom meeting on Monday.
And where can people learn more about you and your group and everything?
You can visit us at on Instagram at PARTOUT _Paris _ and the same thing for Facebook. We're working on a website, so that will be up sooner than later, I hope. And just apart from getting art out there and getting people interested, we are artists, and we do have our pieces for sale as well.
Lovely. I like that. Buy some art, people. Support. And do you ship globally?
Yes. Oh, of course. Yes.
Great. Like that. All right. I'll put that all in the show notes. And thank you so much for chatting with me today, Caroline. I can't wait to interview some of the other artists. And we will stay in touch. Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.